Hi guys, I recently uploaded a video where Talk TV host Piers Morgan had claimed that he had given the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak advice on a plane on how to deal with the problems facing the country, and it seems that Rishi Sunak took it on board. The Tories have not moved the needle in their favour over the last number of weeks in the polls against Labour, so Sunak may feel that he and his party can't win anyone else over. So we can expect him going forward to just blame everyone else for his mistakes. He probably feels that he has nothing to lose by doing so. Here is an example.
The former Permanent Secretary of the Department for Education has said this morning that when they wanted to put more money into repairing schools, you as Chancellor didn't allow that to go ahead and in fact cut that budget. Are you to blame for what's happening now? And do you want to apologise to parents and pupils?
I think that is completely and utterly wrong. Actually, one of the first things I did as Chancellor in my first spending review in 2020 was to announce a new 10-year school rebuilding programme for 500 schools. Now, that equates to about 50 schools a year that will be refurbished or rebuilt. And if you look at what we've been doing over the previous decade, that's completely in line with what we've always done, about 50 or so schools a year refurbished or rebuilt. That's what I announced as Chancellor in my first spending review. On top of that, I also invested £5 billion to help our kids catch up with lost learning from COVID, the Education Recovery Programme. I think you'll remember at the time that was rightly a priority of the country to help our kids who've been disrupted by COVID with extra tutoring, for example, to help them catch up. And that cost £5 billion, which I invested in as Chancellor.
He sounds a lot more aggressive, and I think this is because we're probably approaching a general election. Not in the winter, maybe early spring or maybe May, because I think he's taken all this advice from people like Piers Morgan. Go on the attack. You don't even need to defend, just go on the attack. Yes, whoever told you that was telling lies. Look at what I have achieved. Look at what I have done. Now, of course, when he talks about policies that he's put in place, many of these things are already built into existing budgets. So when it's about paying nurses more, well, that has to actually come out of the NHS budget. Or when he talks about improving schools, that actually has to come out of existing budgets. There was a bit of a difference of opinion when it came to the latest disaster. Rishi Sunak saying it will not come out of the education budget, the upgrade, the fixing of these schools. And then the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, said it will. So somebody's lying here. But as I said, I think this is Rishi Sunak understanding that he can't win anyone else over. The Stop the Bolts week was an absolute disaster. NHS week was another absolute disaster. So he has nothing left. No one is the people who have already decided to vote Tory are not changing, and people who have decided to vote against the Conservatives are not changing their mind either. So he has nothing left, and it's just go for broke. Go on the attack. Perhaps you'll be able to, convince a few swing voters. You'll be able to convince a few angry people. But I think at this stage it's too late. So I think we're going to see a very dirty campaign going forward. The Labour Party are already preparing for the next general election. I think Keir Starmer and his party are going to start mentioning their manifesto soon. But Rishi Sunak has nothing left. He's not a good campaigner. He's not Boris Johnson. It's going to be a disaster. But I think he's going to go down fighting. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.